Namaste. Today, we have a privilege, or I would say, a wonderful occasion to speak to Dr. Anaga Amte. She is a person from a wonderful project called Hemal Kasa Loka Biradari Prakalpa, which is a project done for tribals in a really interior place of a um, I would say a combination of three states, border of three states rather, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, and Andhra Pradesh, Telangana now. And she's going to be talking about that process, of course. And also, she is a medical officer in that area. And that area is known for many things, including the scenic beauty. So we will come to know more about it from Doctor. So formally, welcome to the session, Doctor. Thanks for
Thank
your time. And my first question is: many people in down south or other states of India are not so much aware about this work, though, which, in my view, is really a wonderful example of service to humanity. And people should know about this project, in what condition it started, and where it has reached now, and the enormous success and also the challenges. But how you and everyone in your team, including the volunteers and family, how do they take it in a wonderful way and a right spirit, and how they are addressing every challenge and still keeping that motto high and helping the needy people who are really in need of such kind of service. So that's a wonderful contribution from your side. First question first: when did the project start actually?
This project started in 1973.
Mm-hmm.
Baba Amte, my husband's grandfather, he
Mm-hmm.
had started Anandvan for leprosy rehabilitation, and his two sons, Dr. Vikas and Dr. Prakash, they were not doctors then. This was in 1969. They had just finished their BBS exams and they had come home waiting for results. So he said, let's go for picnic. And he brought them to Pamragad, Tehsil. He had been here being a landlord in his younger days. He had been here for hunting purposes. So he brought them here now. And they stayed underneath the tree. And to cover the distance of 200 to 50 kilometers, it took them 3 days.
Okay.
There were no roads, and they traveled in a jeep. There were some five, six people, friends and family with them, and they stayed under a mango tree. And next day they went to see what is around, go and meet villagers. The moment they entered a village, all the villagers would desert the village and run into the forest. This happened in three villages. So they were like surprised, what's wrong? Why are these people so scared of us? But the condition these people were living in was very pathetic. They had no cloth, very
Yeah.
malnourished, and
Yeah.
very sick, meaning not kind of environment a human should live in. So he was very much disturbed, and he said, I would like to start something for these people. Anandvan is now up and about, it's going on well. So I would like to start something for these people to bring them to mainstream. Now 20 years have gone after independence, but still these people are
True.
in such condition. So my father-in-law, Dr. Prakash Amte, he was not married then. He said, if at this age, at the age of 60, when people are supposed to retire, you're starting something new in this such a remote place, I would like to help you in whatever way I can. And then he said, okay. And then he made him apply for the land and everything. And by the time all the government things could proceed, he met his future wife, Dr. Mandakini, who was doing anesthesiology when he was doing surgery.
Yeah.
And they fell in love and they got married. And on the second day of wedding, they came to Hamalkasa. That was the beginning.
I see. So I think Dr. Mandakini Amte joined the project soon after the marriage, next day, as you said.
Yeah.
That's something very interesting to know for many people. And
Yeah. It was
if I'm
very
not wrong,
courageous also.
yes,
Because
yes,
there was nothing here, no electricity, no water. They had to fetch water from the river 2 kilometers away. They were living in a hut.
conditions. If I collect my data correctly, I do remember Dr. Mandakini Amte belongs to a really very luxurious lifestyle and landlord's family. And
Yeah, that's true.
living in these conditions definitely uh, must be a challenge to her. And that's really great job, as you correctly said. Now, second thought that comes to my mind is uh, what was the motive to start such a backward place? Because other than helping the community is definitely one motive, but still, I mean, till today also, it's one of the very uh, difficult in approaching place, and also uh, the travel is a challenge, the procurement of material is a challenge, and normal life is day-to-day life is also not so easy compared to other places we talk about. So what motivated Dr. Prakash Amte and Dr. Mandakini Amte to start their life here?
Well, if I haven't seen, but the conditions they describe is the tribal people were living life of animals. They were
Right.
not like human beings. There was
Hmm.
no proper shelter, no
Hmm.
clothing. They
Hmm.
were they did not have salt. So the people who used to come to sell salt to them, they
Hmm.
would
Hmm.
cheat them. For 1 kg of salt, they would take one sack of rice.
Hmm.
And, salt was a luxurious item back
Luxurious
then.
item. Right, right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and they didn't have any health facilities, health centers, doctors, no education, no schools
Hmm.
were there.
Hmm.
So they felt that these people, these are also our, we say, pledge in school.
Hmm.
All Indians are my brothers and sisters, and
Yeah,
but these brothers and sisters were living in such a bad condition. So they
inhuman
felt that
conditions.
very inhuman conditions.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
felt they should do something. And
Yeah.
being doctors, health was their priority. So they started a hospital in 73 when they joined in a hut.
Hmm.
And
And the
after that,
success story lies like this, that a child who was almost on the deathbed, and
yes,
then the family left at the mercy of the doctors, and they never had any hopes in that. But when the child cured completely, that kind of became
yeah,
a brand ambassador of their work.
that's true. Yeah,
So
very much true.
I think till then they were not believing in a so-called medical treatment. Am I right?
Yeah, they were not aware of such a
Hmm.
facility exists. So they
Hmm.
used to go to their pujari, the priest, and he
Hmm.
would say some chant, some mantra,
Hmm.
and do some puja and
Hmm.
something. And if
Hmm.
patient survives, it's God's grace. If it doesn't,
Ah.
that is God's wrath. That was the
Hmm.
simple logic they
Hmm.
believed in. So they
Hmm.
didn't know that. Only when this child, which you mentioned, that was the first patient who was having epilepsy, fell in the this thing fire by which he was sitting when he got a fit of
Hmm.
epilepsy, and he
Hmm.
got burnt. And
Hmm.
with their medicines,
Hmm.
it didn't get cured. It got worse, got
Hmm.
maggots and everything. So they brought
Hmm.
him to hospital. And
I
with
see.
simple antibiotics and dressing, he improved.
Right.
And with fits also stopped with treatment.
Huh. That's how the success story started.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Um, According to my understanding or my belief, um Baba Amte, Dr. Prakash Amte, Mandakini Tai Amte, they are not people of this earth. They are divine people. So they doing such kind of madness is something we can accept. But how did you land into this trap? Such a fabulous
Yeah,
trap, I would say.
I guess we all had a streak of madness in our. That's
Uh,
why we landed up over here. Well, I studied in Goa. I was
sure.
born and brought up in Goa. I studied medical and my post-graduation in Goa Medical College.
Mm,
And I had no desire of going and living in a village, forget a
mm,
remote area. I
mm,
decided I'm going to settle in a city. That's what I have
mm,
told my parents.
mm,
And after that, I worked in some cities, in some of the metropolitan cities with those hospitals, five-star hospitals. They have a different clientele and different way of working. And coming from government medical college, that was different for me, and I couldn't adjust to that. and I realized I'm not meant for this kind of life, this kind of treatment. I'm not criticizing it. That's another way of life which I'm not used to. So after working for 6, 7 months, I said I'm not going to continue over here. I came home and I was like lost what to do. I had the degree, I had the education, skill was there, but I didn't know what to do. And so my mother said, okay, now you're not doing anything. You're finished. You're exploring various options. So why not get married?
Right.
And before that, for almost a month, I was watching Ekta Kapoor series.
Yeah.
Kahin Kisi Roz, Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi, and I was like totally lost. And maybe that helped me to come out of this. So then we registered on a marriage bureau, Rohini Marriage Bureau, and there I came across Digant's portfolio,
Uh-huh.
and I read about it. And after thinking about it, I thought I'll contact him because my father is architect by profession and he runs an NGO. He's involved in a lot of environmental activities and other social work also. So in seventh or eighth standard, I had the privilege of meeting Baba Amte. I was just 11 or 12 years old maybe. During
Okay.
Bharat Jodo, he had come to my
Wonderful.
town, and so that somewhere those sanskar, what you call, were there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that was one of the turning points in my life, and I decided to choose a different path, and I ended up over here.
Hmm. And the name is infectious, so you feel like joining the team because the work they do is enormous, and if that name is attached with your name, you feel something special. I'm sure about it. um, how was the journey from day one? Like Mandatikane Tai Amte joined next day after marriage. And
Yeah.
how about you? You operated the patient immediately, or it took some time for you?
No, no, I didn't operate, but my journey before marriage was very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Digant came to Pune because they thought that there's no point calling me all the way here, and if I don't like this, I'm saying no, it would be very bad. So they thought we would meet in Pune midway. So
Mhm.
after he told me that if you are thinking that you're joining social work for glory and glamour, then forget about it because this is something uh, non-glamorous work, and people for whom you are going to give up
Yeah,
all your luxurious lifestyle, they're not going to say thank you
yeah,
because they never asked you to come and join. It is your itch to come and work over there. So don't expect
absolutely.
laurels, don't expect thanks. So it's thankless job. So after all this discussion, we decided to get married, and we came to. My parents also came from Goa, and we left Pune to Nagpur. Nagpur is the place where we came. And we were traveling by Prasanna Travels, and unluckily that day, that bus, I don't know what happened, three tires punctured after certain interval. So it took
Hmm.
some 4, 5 hours extra. Then we reached
Hmm.
Anandvan by evening, and Baba had told Vikas Kaka that to keep us the best possible vehicle, that is his
Hmm.
Pakistan tour, peace tour bus for us. It was
Wow.
given to him, and that was very comfortable. And we left, and around 7 o'clock or something, midway in the
Mhm.
jungle,
Mhm.
the bus broke down. They repaired. We went 1 kilometer ahead again. So this happened 4, 5 times. And we
Right.
couldn't reach Amalkasa. And we reached one project 1 hour before that, that too around midnight. And after
Yes.
that, and after that, we left. Next day, we came to Himalkasa. So
Mhm.
everybody was waiting, and they said, "Okay, so now you know what you are up to. You've
Hmm.
got a taste of it.
Hmm.
So now you cannot complain. I didn't know
Hmm.
about it."
Hmm.
And that was it. Like it was so easy. They were so all of them are so easygoing. I didn't feel the pressure once I met them.
Yeah.
They were very friendly and down to earth people. Babas, Aji, Sadnatai, or
Hmm.
my in-laws.
Definitely. Um, I think that was a kind of um, eye opener or intro to you.
The trailer
What are you
for
getting into? Yes. What you are getting into. Perfect. As a layman who do not know about this project, Uh, if I tell them that this place belongs to so and so geographically, this is the locality of this area. Sorry, the communities that stays in this locality, and this is the background. I'm sure many of us would believe that it's not a place for me, or this is not a place where I want to go because I don't have every luxury that I want for my comfortable lifestyle that I'm used to, and
Mhm.
everything is lacking there, including the transport. Even the bestest of the best commutation vehicle broke down when while I was carrying you. So, in that case, how do you want to explain the satisfaction that you have working in this place, or the divine experience that people have who are part of this wonderful job? How do you want to explain that?
Well, as you said, it is a very remote place and many facilities are lacking still. But as such, our project area base has, I can say it's quite comfortable, even luxurious to some extent.
Uh-huh.
There is electricity, there is water supply, there is internet. That's why I can talk to you right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have common kitchen where we eat. How
Hmm.
to cook at home. There is no tension now, Abhi, what sabji to buy, what to cook. Just go
You
and eat
bet.
over there. So my
uh,
husband always said, that is the reason you said yes to me, nothing else.
yes, yes, I
No
envy you
update
for
on
that.
it. So all these facilities are there. We have a school over here for which
Mhm.
caters to around 650
Yes,
students, residential
yes,
school. We have
yes.
animal orphanage, wildlife,
Yep.
wild animals.
Yeah.
And with regards to satisfaction,
Mm,
I guess satisfaction comes from work if you love your work,
mm,
regardless of where you are working it.
mm,
And I can see my work, or all our work for that matter,
mhm,
has shown progress, has shown
mm,
results. And
mm,
so we are far, far away from what we would like to achieve. We are
mm.
still making
Yeah,
progress, steady,
yeah,
slow and steady progress.
yeah, yeah,
So that every smile, every baby which cries when she comes out of the
yeah,
mother's womb
yeah,
is a pleasure, is a
yeah.
satisfaction for us.
Yes, and I think in such a challenging is not the word. It's most toughest area that you are operating in every way. This satisfaction is something really worth it. And as you say, when the new life is born, it gives you immense pleasure. And if you are part of that procedure, nothing like that. So I'm
Yeah.
sure. So as a gynecologist, what is that you think is more difficult? Handling the tribal woman or handling the procurement of the medicines?
Uh, Women are the people over here are
Mm,
very tolerant to pain.
mm,
They tolerate pain a lot. So
mhm,
that part is not difficult, but making things accessible to the
mm,
people. There are
mm,
still,
mm.
right now, there are some 20, 30 villages where we cannot go.
Ah,
The roads are underwater, there are no
okay,
bridges.
okay.
So still these villages remain inaccessible. So for them to come to the hospital, any
Yeah,
hospital, ours
yeah,
or government, is a
yeah.
challenge. And
Challenge,
this
yes.
leads to a lot of deaths.
Ah,
And
oh,
procuring medicine and all the material, we
mm,
have learned now what all we need for certain
mm,
time period,
mm.
and we procure them beforehand and
In
keep them ready.
advance, yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, many investigative and treatment facilities are not available,
Mm.
but finally you have to put your clinical skill to test at some times or the other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we always try
That's
to
true.
find a way around
Yeah,
to
yeah,
our difficulties.
yeah.
Don't allow them to stop.
True. And if we see it in a different angle, um, on the contrary, or rather, the having all the facilities and all the easy way in metropolitan or cities, still we don't get the best care that any would be mother would deserve, or even any patient for that matter, because that. clinical skills is not guaranteed, and that temperament is not guaranteed. The service-oriented mindset, and I think they are more lucky than us that they have people like you around who are there to help them as much as possible with whatever available around. Any experience? I remember you told me sometime back that a lady came from long way from Telangana to you just because she had a trust in your treatment, but she had to face a lot of hurdles. So something about that.
Yeah, we had two such patients. One lady, which you mentioned, she is from Chhattisgarh, and
Hmm.
she lives at her village is around. It's you have to cross two mountains and two rivers to reach her village. And
Okay.
this was in the month of June, September or something, and she was washing her feet in a ankle deep water by the side
Hmm.
of the river,
Hmm.
and the crocodile had laid eggs over there.
Ah.
And she was very, usually crocodiles don't attack, but due to eggs, this was very aggressive, and she just caught
Hmm.
hold of her hand and
List.
gave it a
Okay.
jerk. And
Ah.
at the wrist, it came off, and the two bones came popping out, and the wrist
Oh.
was hanging by few muscles.
Oh.
And she walked for 3, 4 days, and she had
Hmm.
just tied something, and she was holding it, tied it around her neck,
Hmm.
some dirty cloth, and she walked for 2 days, not 2 days, 3, 4 days, and on fifth day she reached over here. It was foul smelling, but
Hmm.
still there was pulsation. We put pulse oximeter. We all know
Hmm.
about pulse oximeter
Oh
now.
yes.
So there was pulse in her. There was blood supply in her fingers. So we thought we should save her hand.
Huh.
So we told her we spoke to the hand surgeon from Nagpur, and he said, "Okay, I'll try. You send her." We said, "You go. We have arranged everything. You go,
Hmm.
and he'll try to save your hand because you're a
Hmm.
working person. You have to depend on your hand." She
Hmm.
said, "No, I'm not going." He said, "No, we don't, he won't charge you anything. Food and everything is
Hmm.
arranged. You have to just go."
Hmm.
I said,
Hmm.
"No, I'm not going anywhere.
Hmm.
You do whatever you have to, but I'm staying here." We said,
Hmm.
"We'll have to cut your hand at some point if it doesn't
Hmm.
improve." She said,
Hmm.
"You do it." So for 2 days, we gave her heavy antibiotics, you did daily dressings, but after third or fourth day, it was not improving.
Hmm.
And my mother-in-law is anesthetist, but she
Yeah.
was not here.
Okay.
So we told her we'll have to, at least now you go ahead where to a government hospital where there is anesthetic. She said, "No, I'm not going. You do." So we gave her
Hmm.
local,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we cut off her arm from here so she could have
Hmm.
this stump.
Hmm.
And she healed after a few days. She had a fracture of her upper arm also.
Hmm. Hmm.
And after that, she went home, and then she came back carrying a bag. She's showing that I
Hmm.
can carry bucket and bags with this hand now. It's not so useless. I think it was her
Yes.
left hand, not right hand.
Right hand. Okay. Yeah, that was a trust in you. That's the sheer trust which made her to walk up to the point wherein she decided not to go anywhere but get treated under your guidance. And I think that's really wonderful. That is what makes the relationship very special. If I trust my doctor, then nothing else can scare me. That's this is a beautiful example. Uh, uh, this is something in this context only. Uh, do you have a tie-up with other medical facilities from nearby cities in case if you need some sort of specialized treatment or material? There are people who are like in your circle who help you.
Yeah, we do have friends in government hospitals where we can refer patients, especially if blood is needed, because we do not
Hmm.
have blood facilities
Bank.
over
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Blood bank is not there.
yeah.
And every year we have surgical camp
Hmm.
where doctors from Nagpur and many parts of India, even
Mhm.
from South, doctors come and operate over here. And
Okay.
the people who, the doctors, surgeons who are in Nagpur, we have to just call
Mhm.
them and say, this patient is there. They said, you send a patient, we'll take care of everything.
Wow.
Not just operate and free of charge. They see to it that the food and everything is arranged for that
Everything is
patient.
arranged for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
looked after well. That's beautiful. And they are doing their bit to help you in this project, which is very much needed, because everything you can't
Yeah.
read in such condition. Perfect.
It's a Loka Biradari Prakalp. It's
Yeah,
brotherhood. Everybody has.
yeah.
It's not one person doing the.
No,
It's a joint effort.
it's a community effort. It's not
Yes.
one person effort. Correct.
Yeah.
Mm. Now, people like us who have just heard about such things, which are still a dream to us. We have some, if things become normal, definitely will come and meet you and spend some time with you, and let's see how much we are of any help to you. But we conveniently think that uh, tribals are kind of illiterate people and backward people, and they are not humans actually. So anything that needs to be taught is that community, and anything that needs to be corrected is with that community, because we being metropolitan are perfect. We are the sophisticated civilized crowd, and I'm sure I'm very wrong here. So please say something about that part as well.
Yeah, I won't say you are totally wrong. Of course, there are parts like where we have to tell them about hygiene,
Mm. Yeah.
then the right way of eating, what should be there, what should not be included in your diet, about
Mm.
addictions.
Mm.
There are certain parts because
Mm.
tobacco, they didn't know tobacco is a bad for, it's a vice, and even a
Yeah.
small child, 5-year child would eat.
Oh.
But there are some plus points also. Like
Mhm.
there has not been a single rape case or molestation in this
Mm.
area.
Mm.
Of late, one or two cases have happened. That too, they were caused. The culprit was non-tribal person, government official who was posted over here.
Oh. Okay.
So this tribe, they do not know about rape. They do not know about molestation. The women
Mm.
are they can move freely.
Mhm.
Premarital sex, premarital pregnancy are not taboo.
Mm.
If a girl gets pregnant for marriage,
Mhm.
she names the
Mhm.
person and that person accepts the responsibility. There is
Okay.
no big khandan ki naak kat
Ah.
gayi or
Mm.
anything of that sort.
Mm. Mm.
And they start living together. Whenever they have money, they get married. And if they cannot get married for some reason, he's already married or for whatever, then she
Yeah.
carries on with her child. And when she gets married, the husband, the new husband, accepts her with the child.
With the child.
The
Okay.
dowry system, which
Ah.
many of us do not like a girl having a daughter because the father will have to pay a lot of dowry in her
Yeah.
marriage. The
Yeah.
dowry system is opposite. The groom has to
Mhm.
pay bride's mother the amount
Amount.
decided,
Yeah.
and if he cannot
Mm.
pay that much amount, then the
Mm.
village council decides that he has to work for his father-in-law for a certain period, and after that
Mhm.
period only he can take his wife home.
Oh.
So
This is
by the time they
interesting.
get married, they have
Yes.
a child or two.
Yeah.
It's like Western countries which we copy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's no
Yeah.
big deal about there's no big deal. It's just a physiological event which
Mm.
takes place.
Mm.
But there are some things like taboo about menstruation. In some villages, women are not allowed to enter the village during menses. They have to stay in the hut outside. They
Mm.
face many problems there. Snake bite
Mm.
or simple malaria can kill
Mm.
them. Many
Mm.
such cases have occurred.
Mm.
So we are trying to create awareness amongst them. We
Mhm.
run a program called SHAPE, where
Mhm.
school health awareness program. Under that, we tell them about hygiene, personal hygiene, using
Mm.
mosquito nets, how
Mm.
malaria
Mm.
spreads, then
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
menstruation is. We also
Ah.
have our own sanitary napkin manufacturing unit. It's a
Yes.
biodegradable one and disposable.
Yeah.
So the menstrual hygiene is taken care of.
Mm. That is something they need more education about it, because it's something not known to them. Other than
Yeah,
that, I think they are more civilized than us. As you say,
yeah.
there are no theft, there are no crimes, there are no rape cases, which is really wonderful. Um Doctor, so let's say me and my group. want to come to you and spend some time with our whatever little skills that we have, um, how do we approach you?
You can come and work whatever skill you specialize in. You can volunteer your services over here for 6 months to 1 year. We
Okay.
always welcome volunteers because it's the volunteers which carry this project forward.
Yeah.
There are people who have taken sabbatical for 1 or 2 years and they have
Yes.
joined. We have two
I
schools.
see.
My sister-in-law Samiksha, she has started two schools for children who cannot go to the school because every
Fine.
family keeps one child at home to help them in the farming work.
Mm,
And the farming work takes place during monsoon, and for
mm.
that purpose, they lose their schooling. So she has
Cooling, yeah.
started schools which starts post monsoon
Okay.
and continues. And these
I see.
schools are managed by volunteers. There are two schools. There are around 150 to 200 students studying in these
Mm-hmm.
schools, and they're giving excellent results. The children walk for 5, 6 kilometers to come to
Mm-hmm.
school. They say, we saw a bear today, a
Mm,
wolf crossed our path, but
mm,
still they
mm.
come every day.
They
That
come.
much dedication they have to
Yes.
study and learn.
Learn. Yeah, I think school project is something very essential because that will make bring a lot of awareness to this community, and their life will improve for good, hopefully. So
That
from
was
the
that
time,
was the main idea behind, because
yeah.
what happened is that one forest officer, he was cheating people over there. He used to not give
Hmm.
them daily wages, saying
Mm-hmm.
it's your work. You're living in our forest, and forest is government property.
Oh.
And one person tried to oppose him, so he forced him down with his
Mm-hmm.
other workers,
Mm-hmm.
and he peed in his mouth, saying, "You
Mm.
want money? Take this."
Mm.
So the people came regarding, and many such incidences occurred where
Mm.
people were ill-treated by government
Yeah,
officials.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how many times someone else would stand for them? So my
Correct.
father-in-law and volunteers started the school. And
Yes.
till now, 4, 5 doctors have passed from this school, lawyers,
Mm.
engineers,
Mm-hmm.
teachers. So
Mm-hmm.
the community is progressing slowly,
Progressive.
but it is
Yeah.
progressing.
Yes, I was about to ask that how is the success rate from the time the project started?
We have around 80 to 80 and above percent passing from 10th
Mm.
standard, and
Mhm.
many students have gone ahead and gone to professional colleges. Some students have come back to their villages,
Yeah.
are practicing farming. They have changed their ways of
Okay.
farming to progressive methods.
Farming. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And this is shown in their life expectancy. It has increased from 40
Yes.
to 60, 70 now. The
The
people who
lifespan
used to
has
be,
increased.
yeah, lifespan has increased. Every
Right.
year, we children, this first year, these people had to go and beg for students. You
Mm.
please send your child to our school. We'll
Mm.
teach them, we'll educate
Mm.
them. But now,
Mm.
the first day, we have to say,
Mm.
no, we cannot take any more.
I see. That's a
Yeah.
very different picture altogether. And on health parameter, have the health condition improved of the entire community surrounding villages compared to when 1973 the actual project started and now today? I'm sure there must be a remarkable improvement in the health parameters also. Am I right?
Yeah, very much. Like I said, the lifespan has increased, life expectancy has increased. And in monsoon season, malaria is endemic over here.
Mm.
Throughout the year, there are malaria cases,
Mhm.
but during monsoon, there is a peak, kind of
Yeah.
lot of malaria.
Mm.
And many deaths used to occur, like per day, we would have one or two, like in a month, at least 15, 20 people would die. But
Yes.
now we have around 2 to 3 deaths per year,
Oh,
because people have become so aware. The once they get
correct.
fever, they come and check whether it's malaria or not. They
Yeah.
take treatment.
Yeah.
Initially, we used to get abscesses of 1 liter or something, that kind of amount of pus we have drained. But
Yes.
now hardly get such cases.
Mm.
The deliveries, hospital
Mm.
deliveries, initially they would
Mm.
come only when after 7 hours, 8 hours of laboring, the delivery is not progressing, then they would come. But now we have around 40 50 women deliver every month.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Oh,
awareness is increasing.
correct, correct, correct. That has definitely made a wonderful improvement. The graph has gone up really well, both ways, health as well as education. That is what is
Yeah.
the essential basic things every human should get. And in our nation, the most deserving mm, section is still not touched and still not looked after because we are busy in other businesses and we seriously don't know who actually needs the service, who actually needs the care. As the trends going on in the social media, many people are feeding to the same person time and again, but nobody is going to the actual hungry person who needs it, who is always ignored and not looked up. Mm, Last message, anything that you want to convey to my audience?
Well, I would like to say something in continuance to what you said just now. I feel everybody has a role to play, whether you are
Mm.
in a city, whether you are in a metropolitan city, your village, you're getting paid in packages of 10 lakh, 20 lakh. Every job is important.
Yeah.
We say engineers get paid so much, but it
Mm.
is due to engineers now I can talk to you, all the softwares which
Yes.
are developed, all the
Yeah.
hardware which is developed.
Yeah.
So there is no shame in working. There is no shame in earning money.
Yeah.
Definitely not. As long as you do it honestly, as
Yeah.
long as you take care of one needy person
Mm. Mm.
whom you see every day,
Mm.
as you rightly said, feeding somebody on Facebook.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong. But if you can see somebody right in front of you, you
Yeah.
can do it. There is no less glamour in that,
True.
in helping one person in a year, one family in a year, is something we can always do. And all of us can take one. We never, when we were studying, we didn't know about such things that you can
Yes.
go and work. But now I see so many young people who take 1 year
Huh.
off sabbatical and they
Mm.
come and work. I would
Mm.
like to say our project is progressing so far. It's because of all these young people who
Yeah.
uh, donate their 1 year of their life,
Life. Yes.
their youth, their energy which comes with the youth, that keeps us moving.
Yes. True. Also, I think somewhere we need to uh, in Gita Abhyas, as you are doing karma for loka sangra, that is for the betterment of human being. uh, it's worth it, and it is somewhere noted also, and it gives a good returns to you as well, because you are not thinking only about you, you are thinking about other person who is also in Marathi, as we say, he's devasa unsha. Everybody is
Yeah.
incarnated or born because of particular power. You name it the way you want it, but everybody has a right to live, right to earn, right to get medical health, also to get education. And you are
And right to be happy.
to be happy, absolutely, and satisfied.
Yeah.
So if I have a little bit more about something, I think I should definitely share with somebody who doesn't have it. That's what is my it's my duty. It's not something I'm doing some great job, or I should be having any kind of ego about it. So I think that's all I had. Thank you for your time, and thanks for giving such a beautiful information, and good luck for the work that you are doing. Call us or me anytime, anything that you think I can help you with. Pleasure to help you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. It was wonderful
Thank you.
talking.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care of yourself.